Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining. For those of you that are new, for those of you that are the first time joining this live, welcome. My name is Isabella, and I'm the founder of Sacred Light Alchemy. Thank you so much for being here. For those of you that are on TikTok, if you want to join also on YouTube, the live is going to remain on YouTube, and it's going to be available after the live in the section of the live, okay, on YouTube channel on the live section. So welcome again. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for the likes, for the follow. Before we start, I want to remind you that if you would like to know more about me, Sacred Light Alchemy, you are going to see everything in the description box on YouTube, as well as on TikTok. There is a bio for each channel where you can see more about this channel, about myself, what services I provide, how I can serve you, and whether or you have any feedback related to these lives and you would like to ask me anything in private, or you would like including to donate, because I did have a request in that matter. So you're going to have all the details in the description, both on YouTube and TikTok. And with this being said, I'm going to again say hi to everyone. And tonight, wherever you are on the globe, depending where you are, we are going to celebrate the full moon in the sign of Scorpio. This is always speaks about mainly the ones that have Scorpio energy, but not just that, because when I'm speaking about this energy, it's influencing or connecting to all of us, not just the ones that have Scorpio in their chart, in their natal chart, be it sun, moon, or rising. So whether you have Scorpio or not, you are going to feel this energy, you're going to benefit from it, or you're going to need to navigate this energy in some way, shape, or form. So this is not just for Scorpios. Even if it's a full moon in Scorpio, we have all of us, we all need to learn about these energies and how to integrate them and how to navigate them. So with this being said, we are going to start. I'm going to talk to you about usually what a full moon represents, okay? Because the full moon is always something that is telling us that there was, before the full moon, a new moon, okay? And the new moon was 2 weeks ago. In the past, I also went live on the new moons, but in the last months, I had to dedicate my time more on different other projects. So I exclusively wanted to focus mainly on the full moons. So that's why I'm here with you today. Going back to the full moons, I'm going to let you know specifically that, as I said, we had a new moon 2 weeks ago. That means that today, when we are celebrating the full moon, there is a moment of completion, of a moment of knowing something that is ending in a way, shape, or form, a completion of a process. Whether we started it 2 weeks ago or we started it 6 months ago when we had the new moon in Scorpio, that is the end of October or the beginning of November. So whenever I say this, I invite you to step back in time and just remember what you did 2 weeks ago, and or what you have done 6 months ago, or let's say what you have started, better said, what you have uh, had to go through, let's say, in these 6 months or 2 weeks, because we always have, whether we are aware or not, whether we are conscious or not, we always have started something, even if it's something that we didn't, we weren't necessarily something that we planned or initiated by intention. So this is just a recall back towards when the new moon 2 weeks ago was, or 6 months when the new moon in Scorpio was for all of us. Maybe you started the journey, maybe you initiated the process, maybe you started a new relationship, maybe you started a new transformation. If those of you that are watching me are also on the healing and spiritual journey, this is also something that is meant for us to integrate and navigate. So whether it's just a mundane thing that we start, or something that we include or we navigate through our healing and spiritual journey, these energies are influencing us all the time. So that's why this is my old invitation to go back in time and visit the new moon's period. And going back now with the full moon, what we have now, as I said, we have a completion period. The moon is situated in the sign of Scorpio, and the sun is situated, or it's located in the sign of Taurus. It's like 180 degrees across each other. Just think about like a field, for example, a tennis field, and there's like one across the other, 180 degrees, and the moon, which represents the feminine side of us, whether men or woman, and the inner child, the mother inside of us, but also the emotions, okay, our emotions, and the sun, which represents our expression, the masculine side of us, whether is our own masculine as women, or for men, just the masculine inside of you, and or the father, let's say, or a male figure in our life. Okay, because sometimes we are not necessarily very aware about our masculine side, and we are more prone to become aware of it through different paternal or male figure in our lives, to understand each other from this male's perspective. So as I said, the moon is across the sun, okay, across each other. And they are, let's say, at the table of negotiation, as I like to say it. This is like metaphorically speaking, because 2 weeks ago or 6 months ago, they started something, a new creation, because that's what they are doing when they are meeting together for the new moon. They start something new, and for the full moon, there is something that has turned out from that seed of, or that intention from the new moon, and now we can see it. We can see better what has happened, whether it's something that, as I said, it's something palpable, like materialistically, you can actually see it, whether it's something that we are more aware of, something that we wanted to plan, and now we became more aware of something. Let's say we are enlightened, because the full moon is also a moment of enlightenment, because the moon is so bright, let's say, that it lights the light in a certain area of our life. And yes, I'm going to go for each sign where each sign is has this, let's say, light or illumination in their life, for them to actually understand where they need to become more aware about what they need to understand, become aware, where maybe they need to change. Because the full moons, as I said, there is this process of completion. However, the full moon is also a moment of when the universe, the energies are asking us to let go of something or understand something, and not just that, improve upon something. Because a lot you're going to see that, oh, we are going to let's say clean the slate for the full moon. However, from my own experience and from my own practice, the full moon is not just about letting go, but also a moment of improving something. That means that we might just need to put something also in terms of a seed. We can also plan for the full moon, but in a way it's more indicated to plan for something that we already, let's say, initiated, or to plan something, or to plant something, or for something that we already, let's say, set our mind into, and maybe now we put the action into. Okay, so it's not just about letting go, it's also about improving, about re-enhancement of a certain situation. And that's why there's, let's say, this double edge, let's say, energy that we need to become aware of. Okay. And with this being said, what are the energies of the Scorpio and Taurus? Because Taurus, as I said, there was the sun in there is the sun in Taurus and the moon in Scorpio. That means that we are basically, or the energy of these two luminaries are telling us uh, that we need to understand value, or we need to know what we value. Um, because value can come up from our internal process, or our own, let's say, education or awareness or capability of understanding things, and consciousness, let's say. But a value, or what we value, can also be understood from the point of our own relating, right, with others, our own relationships. And because of that, we need to understand what are the values that we own, or what we value at this point in time. Because, as I said, uh, some of the values, or something that we hold on to, okay, can at some times create attachments in our life. And because of that, we spill, let's say, or we spend a lot of the energies that we should put into something else, into the values that maybe it's not necessarily beneficial at this time for us to consider. Because just think about it as an example. If you value, for example, beauty, you're going to invest time in beauty, right, in beautifying yourself, or beautifying your house, and so on and so forth. Or if you value study, you're going to study a lot, right? Like you are going to put your time, money, and skills into studying more, and so on and so forth. And right now, maybe at this time, what you value, okay, needs to be readdressed or reconsidered, because maybe you need to shuffle your energy or time and skills to something else, Not necessarily that you're never going to go back to the value that you have right now. However, the universe is telling you to reconsider maybe putting more energy, time, or your skills into something else at this point, because you need to build, let's say, a new wall or a new brick into this let's say build up it, and it can be in any domain of your life. And as I said, we're going to go into the details for each sign where this buildup can happen in your life based on your zodiac sign, sun, moon, or rising. So as I said, there's a time of valuing or knowing what you need to value and from what perspective you are valuing, so that you know what time to invest and how to invest and so on and so forth. And also, another thing that this axis, because this Taurus and Scorpio, this axis is also telling us is that we, at this point, generally speaking, there is also a moment of understanding better our relationships, because based on the way the planets are situated at the time of the full moon creation of the like the exact time on the sky, this is speaking about our relationship, the way you relate to yourself, to others, and I would say more specifically to your friends or groups of friends, and or your partners that you, for example, are um, you are living with, your life partner or marriage and so on and so forth. Okay, like your husband or wife or lover. So based on that, the friends and the your partner, you are going to maybe understand differently the relationship. Maybe you're going to value the relationship in a different way, and this can happen in different ways. For example, you might retrieve your energy through or from the relationships that you have, whether friendship or from your spouse or your significant other, and you are going to understand, or you are going to make the other understand the value of the relationship that it has with you, so that it knows, or he or she knows how to value the time they spend with you, and how this is important for their life and for their understanding and growth for being in relationship with you. So this is was just an example of how valuing somebody's energy in a relationship can manifest at this time with full moon in Scorpio. In another way, it can also happen from the perspective of your financial or abundance or prosperity, because the Taurus and Scorpio are the signs of financial prosperity or abundance. You are going to also understand maybe the value that your time or your own resources and money, or the money of your partner and spouse and so on, are beneficial for you at this time, because based on this you are going to be able to manage, let's say, different projects or different things that you are planning to do, and using, let's say, the resources, the money of both yourself and your partner or your friends. For example, if you are collectively in something that requires, let's say, your friends to be involved, it can be any association with your friends. and I'm talking about not just financially, but also the abundance of what they can bring to you through their knowledge and through their energy and presence. And but with the axis of Scorpio and Taurus, the emphasis or the focus is mainly on the material and monetary or financial prosperity and abundance. So for many of you, maybe you're going to make a plan of how you're going to make more money. For some of you, maybe you're going to see how you need to balance out the energy that is happening, you are giving to the relationship, and how this is beneficial for you or not, and how much, let's say, energy you need to spend in different types of relationship, whether your spouse or your friends. I think I was clear in that aspect. So based on how you value the relationships with your spouse or your friends, you are going to know how to invest your time, how to invest your skills, and where maybe you need to let go of a relationship completely. Because as I said, the full moon, it also represents letting go or completing something that ought you started in the past, and now you already learned what you needed from that relationship. However, a relationship can also transform. That is, if you started as friends, for example, you can turn into something more committed. Or if you started as committed or more committed, now you maybe the relationship is going to start just like more friendly, or it's going to go into a different route in terms of just being business partners for some of you. Okay, so it's also a moment of transformation, a moment of understanding where you are relating, or in what way you are relating to another in your life. Okay, so another thing that I want to mention right now, before going into the sign, is also the title, let's say, of this full moon in Scorpio. What fear can teach you? This is the title that I wrote down, especially on YouTube. And what fear can teach you related to how this energy is speaking. Okay, I'm not talking about what fear is teaching you in general. That can be another theme, like another live or another, let's say, possibly a video that I'm going to record on that. However, right now I'm talking exclusively about the full moon in Scorpio, and what the fear that you might feel at this time with this full moon in Scorpio, and in the following 2 weeks, because this is a cycle for 2 weeks when the new moon it's going to come in. So basically, the fear that you might experience, or you might feel in this time, can manifest or can be expressed through losing something that maybe you weren't ready to lose, or losing something in order for you to understand its value. Okay, or thinking that if you are going to lose it, that's going to be something that is not beneficial for you, or something that is not something that you want. In other ways, or in other terms, you might feel in through a certain experience, you might feel that you are losing, let's say, some ground in a relationship, or with someone or in a friendship. And you are going to see that maybe this is teaching you that you weren't necessarily valuing that relationship enough. And just the thought of you losing that person or that relationship has given you a moment of appreciation, a moment of actually valuing better that person or relationship. I hope I'm clear into this. So it doesn't have necessarily to be something that is going to happen, or like really losing something. It can be just the thought, or you being put in the situation of losing in a way, or thinking that you're going to lose a relationship with a person. And that fear, okay, that fear can teach us the value that we didn't necessarily allocate. We didn't necessarily, we took that person or that relationship for granted. And now facing that fear, you are going to understand its true value. Sometimes we need to also feel that. We also sometimes we need to experience that in order for us to value something. And but that doesn't necessarily mean that we are going to lose it altogether and we are going to not have it anymore. But just the thought is a strong enough feeling, or just the situation itself, for us to like that person, or that love that relationship more, and put more energy and value into it. I hope that that's clear for you, what I meant by fear in this term. Okay, because yes, this, the fear that you might experience in this situation, it's something that is beneficial for you, because it's something that is teaching you to appreciate what you have already, not necessarily not go after what you desire or what you want. However, knowing how to appreciate something that you already have may, and not just may, I'm sure that is going to trigger the energies and the universe to appreciate even more, and receive more of that into your life, whether through a different person, whether through a different relationship. However, this appreciation and gratitude of a certain person or a relationship is going to trigger something to understand this lesson. Okay. And this was the fear based energy that might issue in this period. And when I say this period, I mean these days, but also in the following 2 weeks, when this cycle of the full moon in Scorpio is going to end with the new moon. Beautiful. So yes, we have the 12 signs of the zodiac, or the 12 archetypes. Everyone, I assume, already know them, starting with Aries and ending with Pisces. And as I said at the beginning, right now I'm going to go easily and simply through all the 12 signs, and I'm going to ask you to look where your sun, moon, or rising is. Okay, that you can find out on astro.com if you don't know already where they are. I can also help you for that. There's everything, all the information in the description or bio on TikTok, on and or YouTube right here. So based on what I'm going to mention right now, from Aries to Pisces, you need to look or hear where your sun is, your moon is, and the ascendant, in order for you to have like more of a comprehensive and more structured way of understanding how this full moon is giving you, and what domain of your life is going to emphasize or trigger. And we are going to start with Aries. For those of you that have sun, moon, or rising in the sign of Aries, usually it's the same thing that I mentioned in general, in the general part. That is the way you need to understand how to give and take a certain energy in the relationship, how you give the energies in a relationship, if the in and the out, or the take and give is in balance, for you to be in alignment or in balance and equilibrium with yourself and in that relationship. So that's what you need to understand from that perspective. If the energy is balanced in that relationship, and whether you are giving too much or you are receiving receiving too little or too much. So the balance needs to be in and out for the Aries sun, moon, or rising. Okay, so also it's a period of transformation for many of you, and as I said, this energy is these days, but also in the following 2 weeks, sorry. For Taurus sun, moon, or rising, this energy is connecting to the house or the sector of your child related to the relationships that you have. So based on that, the relationship with your significant other, however, but also not limited to your relationship related to your business, for example, your collaborators. Also, that means that you either going to change the way you relate to your partner in a way. Maybe something is going to happen in your life and you need to reconsider how you relate to your partner in a different way, whether you need to change something in it, or you need to ask for your partner to change something, because you don't want to go in the same way, whether you're going to need to leave some of the relationship. And as I said, this is specific for your partner, whether love partner, spouse, and or your collaborators, for example, in a business. Okay, for Gemini, sun, moon, or rising, the energies are connecting, or they are in the areas of your life related to routines, service, anything that you work daily. For example, if you are in a job, that's your routine, right? If you are working somewhere, if you are serving somewhere, this is part of your routine. So something in your workspace or in the way you serve or in your workspace, and it can be also related to a colleague or a boss, and something like that can change. Or if you, for example, need to leave a certain job, this is also a moment of where it's best for you to do that, for example, because many of us maybe want to quit the job that we already have to go find something better or higher paid. So this is also a very good moment to do that. Also, another way that you can use this energy is by changing something in your daily routine, your diet, your health. For example, if you are working too much, whether with your mind, whether with your body, you need to balance something, or go in a way that you do not extend yourself, because this can create a health issue on the long run. So this energy is also saying you to balance the way you work, and the way you do you relax, okay, because that can create health issues on the long run. Also for Cancer, sun, moon, or rising. Okay, for those of you that are in these signs, the sun, the energies of the full moon in Scorpios are going to connect with the area of your life related to your hobbies, your children, what you love or like, but also with areas of for example, if you love sports or competition or challenges, this is the areas of your life. Also, for example, if you plan on buying tickets for something that you for let's say for lotto or to win something, this is also a area, let's say, in your life that is going to be triggered by this full moon in Scorpio. So for Cancer people, what you can find out is maybe something new that you love in terms of your hobbies, maybe something that you need to let go of a hobby, or you are going to find something that you love, or you are also, if you are a mother or trying to want to have a baby, you can also find that you are pregnant, or if you are a man, finding out that your spouse can have a baby or she's pregnant. So anything that you love right now is, let's say, uh, is lit up. The universe is putting a light and illumination on it. So I recommend you to actually do more of what you love in this time, these days and in the following 2 weeks. Why is that? Because when we do that, we connect to the life force inside of us. For some of you that know already, the life force is inside of us is also the sexual energy, but also the kundalini, let's say, the force that is creating this life, us. So when we connect through something that we love, we align with this force, and when we do that, we have more strength, we have more aliveness in ourselves, and we want to be in that alignment. We want to be in that because this is triggering or is inviting more liveness into our life. So that was for Cancer. For Leo, sun, moon, or rising, the energy is happening in the sun, in the part of your chart related to your roots, especially if you are a woman, the roots related to your mother, or the feminine ancestry, let's say, grandmother, grandmother, and so on and so forth, but also to the soul. Okay, healing of the soul, and it's also related to your house where you live right now. So based on this full moon in Scorpio, it can happen many things, such as, for example, you deciding to move, you deciding to go and find out something related to your own roots, related to your own mother and family line, and so on and so forth, whether you are on your healing journey or not. But also, more of that, you can find out, for example, a new home for those of you that are searching for that, because this part is an extension. Okay, the home, it's an extension of us, as this body is also our home, right? The soul is in this body, or the body is in the soul. So this is our home, on while we are on earth. And also because of that, we can find out right now, talking about Leos, right? Sun, moon, or rising. You guys can find out more of what you love in terms of your roots, and how you can understand yourself through that, because you're going to feel, let's say, more rooted into your truth, into who you are at your core, who you are in more authentically. Okay, so that was for Leo. For Virgo, sun, moon, or rising. For those of you that are in this energy, the sun, the moon in Scorpio is transiting the area of your life related to how you communicate, but not just how you communicate, how you trade. For example, if you have a business that you do trading, or like marketing, or how you market something, but also it's the area of social media, for example, how you do social media, if you are a social person or not. It's also part of your chart related to how you study, or your studies and short trips. And with this being said, this energy is going to give you the impulse, right? The emphasis for you maybe to get something new to study, to know how you communicate with yourself or others, to understand what you how you want to be seen, for example, on social platforms and social medias, if you are into this, if you are, for example, a creator, and so on and so forth. But also how you communicate, as I said, with your public, with the public that or the people that are watching you. And also maybe if you are planning, for example, a short trip, this is the right moment to do it. That was for Virgo. Right now, for Libra, sun, moon, or rising, the energy in for you guys are and is happening in the area of your chart related to the resources, your own sources. When I'm talking about resources, I'm always talking about your time, skills, money, and everything that you own on your name, okay, or you think you own on your name. That's the resources that you have. So with this being said, this energy is going to give you, for example, the illumination or the enlightenment, what new skills you might have, or how you can, for example, get some money from or makes more money from a specific skill that you either know about, or you just find out and now you are implementing, or you are acting on it, so that you get like funded, or you get some money on that skill. So for you Libras, it's a moment of, I would say, very good to think about your own abundance, how you prosper, maybe do some rituals on that in that area, and in order for you to understand what limits or beliefs you have that maybe you haven't discovered, and that limits your abundance. Great. For Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising. This is the guys that are like I always call them the VIP of the moon, right? The full moon in Scorpio. And with you guys, everything can happen. In terms of if you do a change, for example, or you decide something right now, everything in your life can change dramatically. Everything in terms of your relationship, money aspect, career, family life, and so on and so forth. So with Scorpios, can everything can turn 180 degrees upside down, and transform in this period radically. But this is something that you either do it consciously or you are going to be triggered to do, whether you like it or not. However, talking about, let's say, Scorpios that are more aware about what they want to do, you are going to be put in a position to make a choice. To make a choice through between two or three things that you valued in the past, or you value right now, and need to make a decision. What is the best for you? What is the best for you right now? What is more valuable, or what you need to choose right now in order for you to create the life that you want, or make the to make something happen for you, or to change something in your life, transform something in your life. Okay. So as I said, generally speaking, for Scorpio, it can whether you change something right now, it can do change something radically 100 degrees, 180 degrees, or the decisions that you are making right now, it can affect the way you are going to see yourself or others, whether through relationships with your partner or relationship with friends. So this is more specific, not necessarily general. So based on the decisions that you are going to make right now, and what you value, you are going to understand where you are, and you're going to make the decision to put the emphasis or the energy into a specific thing in your life. Okay. For that was for Scorpio. Now for Sagittarius, sun, moon, or rising. For Sagittarius, sun, moon, or rising, the energy is happening in the sign or in the area of your life related to your mental health, to where you retreat to find yourself, for example, how you are in your private area, for example, because some of us can be different, or we can manifest differently from what people can see or watch us do. So based on that, you are either going to um, uh, become aware more on your fears, I would say, or the closet that you hidden something there. So you're going to become more aware or conscious of what is sabotaging you, and what are the fears that maybe are not allowing you to grow more, or to be more aligned with something, or more visible to other people, and so on and so forth. Because some of us can put a mask in front of others because we fear something. And with this energy, we are also being invited to see that fear that is sabotaging us. And also, if you decide and make the time to heal that, it can manifest through a good like a good way to grow through it. Okay. So that was for Scorpio, for Sagittarius. Sorry, for Sagittarius. Now we are moving to a Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. For those of you that have these elements, this energy, the energy of the full moon in Scorpio is manifesting in the sign where, or it's related to your dreams, your wishes, the group of people that you belong to, and that can be like in your day-to-day life or in on social media. So whether you're going to need to connect to your dreams more and see which ones you are aligning with more right now, because we are changing and we see that some of the dreams or wishes that we had maybe are not necessarily in alignment with who we are right now. Maybe you're going to be invited, or be are going to you're going to attract a specific friends or group of friends that are going to give you the opportunity to make something happen in terms of your dreams. Also, maybe you're going to become popular in a way, or your idea, let's say, is going to be popular in some way, shape, or form. And this is going to manifest, let's say, something that you wanted to manifest for a long time, the desire that I was talking about at the beginning. So for those of you that are with Capricorn, I invite you to consider your dreams also, and see from the groups of friends or the groups that you are in, how you can make those happen, because this is how you're going to find the solution. That's why I'm emphasizing on the group of friends. So then I'm talking about Aquarius. Aquarius sun, moon, or rising. For those of you that have this energy, the energies of the full moon is going to manifest in the sign, or in the area of your life related to how society is seeing you, how you are being seen in terms of who you are, for example, in your job, okay, your career, your status, your reputation. And with this being said, you can either change jobs, push the ladder of the career, go up one ladder, like one step on the ladder, or you can just change something in your status. This can be also, for example, marriage, or committing, like engagement or something like that. Or for some of you, can become parents, or some of you just can end up in a divorce or something like that. Okay, so that was for Aquarius. For Pisces, sun, moon, or rising, the energy of the full moon is connecting you to your beliefs, to your lifestyle, to how you, what are your beliefs in terms of how you rule, or what is guiding, let's say, your life, what is the philosophy of life. And this can be also including something that you are connecting through a master, to a spiritual leader that you, or to a specific religious leader that you are implementing from those beliefs. And the energy is inviting you to maybe reconsider some of the beliefs that you have, because based on how and where you are, you might not relate as much with with who you are right now. So based on that, you need to understand how you need to navigate this energy, and how you maybe need to make the necessary changes for that. Overall, beautiful souls. So I'm done with the Aries and Pisces, all the signs. Overall, I want to mention that the full moon in Scorpio is already very intense. For those of you that are more sensitive, maybe you already feel the energies, and understand how and where, in what aspect of your life this is going to trigger some changes, or are going to affect something in your life. As I said, I try to be as concise as possible and moving through all the signs to understand, based on the sun, moon, and ascendant, what are the areas of your life. However, overall, collectively, and this is for all the signs, you definitely going to be feeling triggered in the way you value, um, in the way you understand and perceive value, what you value in life. Okay, whether it's a person, relationship, money, your own time, a specific skill that you have, everything that is related to maybe your child, your spouse, whether that is something that you valued in the past and now you don't necessarily value as much, or something that you didn't value at all and right now you are going to be triggered to value it at the right, let's say, at the right, in the right way. And this is also for many of us, not just about the value, but for many of us are going to also trigger the energy of abundance, prosperity, where we need to understand that in order for us to receive, we also need to give. And in order for us to give, we also need to receive. If we have unbalances in the give and take energies, we are always going to have imbalances in the energy of abundance. In another way said, if we want abundance or prosperity in our life in any area, whether it's materially, spiritually, holistically, in any way, shape, or form, we need to connect very well with the two energies of giving and taking. Because if we give too much, we are imbalanced in the taking. If we take too much, we are imbalanced in the giving. So this creates a discrepancy and an imbalance in the abundance flow. I hope I was clear. That was valid for everyone, all the signs, what I was mentioning right now. I also went into the fear aspect of this. If for some of you that are here on TikTok didn't find me from the beginning and you want to see the whole recording, you are going to see it on YouTube right now. I'm also live on YouTube and it's going to be available in the live section on YouTube. This is where it's going to be saved and you can watch it later, all of you. Also, for those of you that have been watching my lives during these years, as I said at the beginning, I was going live for the new moons and the full moons, but because of different priorities, I had to stop for a while doing these lives. And for the past 2 months, I started doing them again, however, just for the full moons. At this point, you know that I was also doing the oracle. I was pulling an oracle to see the overall energy for this full moon. Right now, because I'm currently traveling, I do not have my decks with me, my oracle decks. However, I'm going to pull a tarot card from online, just pull out a random card, and I'm going to see a random tarot card, and I'm going to let you know what to expect from that aspect, from that divination, let's say, aspect, what you need to understand or learn through this energy. Okay, because as I said, this is not just for these days. This is an energy that is guiding us, or is going to be with us for the next 2 weeks until the next new moon. So based on that, I'm going to right now go on a website that I use for tarot daily draw, and I'm going to just pull out a card. And yes, we now have one card that pop out, and the card that pop out, the tarot card that popped out is guys, the Hermit. For those of you that are familiar with this energy, the Hermit is also connecting us with the sign of the Virgo in astrology. Okay, the Hermit is inviting us to go inward. Okay, so this is an in kind of energy. Okay, to go inwards to find what the light, because the hermit has a light inside, okay, in his hand. So that light is wisdom that it was found through the internal process and going internally, and with that light coming out and sharing it with the world. So what this energy is going to tell us is that we need to right now go inwards to find that light, to find that inner wisdom specific to everyone, and to go outside and light the way for others, and make them understand in a way how they can also become wise, or how they can also understand the card of the Hermit. Also, the card of the Hermit gives us the possibility, talking about this full moon in Scorpio. As I was saying about the fear, okay, we also talked about the fear. Fear in this way can also talk about us not being afraid of being alone, or being in solitude. Okay, because being alone, okay, doesn't necessarily equals solitude. Okay, or feeling alone doesn't um, equals solitude. For us to find the wisdom, find the light in ourselves, is indicating, or it's recommended, if not mandatory, for us to find or be okay being in silence and solitude. So this period is inviting us to not be afraid of our own solitude, to understand that alone time is something that is important as much as being in a relationship with somebody else. For us to understand giving, it's also about understanding receiving. For us, understanding and the receiving in the solitude is actually the receiving internally, because we understand that we are not never alone, because the universe is always with us. Our guides are always with us. Our own spirit and soul, okay, our own spirit is with us and is speaking to us every time. It's not just the mind, okay? The mind is the servant, but our own internal being is speaking through us to the silence voice of the intuition. And when we have this relationship, which is found mainly in solitude, we can actually give back to others and be valuable, talking about value, to others and to ourselves, and finding our value in the solitude moments that we need to know. So fear not being in silence, and fear not being in solitude, and fear not of your own light and wisdom that you're going to find once you decide to go inwards. Okay, so this is the card or the overall energy of this full moon in Scorpio based on the divination, the tarot card that popped out, which was the Hermit. Um, I hope that was clear and you guys understood everything. As I said also at the beginning of this live, if you have questions, if you have any feedback, or you want to message me in one way, shape, or form, you have all the details in the bio on TikTok, or in the bio on YouTube, right in the description of this live, or in the bio of the channel, in the description of the YouTube. So you have all the details, how you can reach me, the services that I provide, how you can, for example, if you want to work together, have a session with me, or if you like to just donate because you just found this information and all these energies that I'm sharing with you useful. Okay. With this being said, thank you so much for being with me today, tonight, wherever you are on the globe. Thank you so much for your presence here. We are going to see each other more likely for the full moons, for the next full moon, which is going to be in Sagittarius. So that is going to be in 1 month from now. Thank you so much again for your likes, for the subscription, for your comments, for reaching out to me and providing your feedback, and also for your energy here with me. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this live with anyone that is interested in these types of lives and events. Thank you so much. Take care. Have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good week. Take care.